Yeah, I'm going to do performance testing by using the Loadrunner tool, which is developed by HP company. So, uh, performance testing. Before going to start the performance testing classes, we'll show you the syllabus which I discussed with you. And content. These are all my contents here. Can you please repeat it? Hello. The performance testing. Before going to performance testing, what is testing means here? Uh, but we are testing applications after developing application. Why we are going for the testing here? Uh, that is means testing is nothing but it is a process of verifying, evaluating application functionality, design, performance, and security. Uh, the functionality check will be done by manual testers, uh, and the performance. Coming to the performance, the performance testers will do the performance of the application, check the performance of the application. The security thing, which is done by the security guys, security testing guys. Yeah. Then, so why we are going for testing then means to provide the bug-free application to the customer. Means in testing we are in testing will rectify all the will find all the bugs and the errors which are in the application. Then after we'll finding the bugs here we'll rectify the bugs and the application, rectify the errors and bugs in the application. We'll produce it to the customer here. So so again, why we are going for performance testing here is the performance testing, the first thing. So basically, what are the problems we may face while using the applications? Nothing but while using the web applications in the internet. Means any long load times in application. When we are opening the when URL in the browser, it takes a lot of time, and also when you are any booking the tickets in application, it takes a lot of time to book the tickets, and when we are navigating any navigating functionality, navigating the functionality in application, means it takes a lot of time, right? From moving from one page to another page. So that is all. That is means the performance of the application is very less. That is the performance problem here. Okay. So so what is performance testing? What is the definition of performance testing? Means the performance testing is the process of determining the speed, stability, and scalability of the system application. Here, here the speed is nothing but response time of the application. That means response time of the one action. Uh, if any we are clicking on the any login button after entering the credentials in the application. When we click on the login button, it takes some time to load the login home page. That means that is the response time of the application. The response time of the login button. Okay. So the speed is here nothing but the time in which the server is responded to the request. Simply the time taken to the particular action in the application. The stability. What is stability means here? Stability is nothing but determining the application whether it is stable or consistency under various loads. Various loads means here if you, for example, if you take any application, whenever we got any results in the result side, what happens when we are trying to get the results of mine, if any aggregate number, uh, it may take a lot of time. Why? Why? Because at the time more number of users are accessing the same website at the same time, right? So here, that means at the time the application load is very more. That is beyond the expectable, beyond the expectable. Uh, that is nothing but the load here. That means the stability comes under when we are at what point means at what number of load the application is stable. With how many number of users the application can easily accessible. That's what. For finding out that one, we are testing we are doing the performance testing here. There is not much stability here. The scalability of their system. What is the scalability here is generate the maximum user load that the application can handle. Scalability is nothing but we are finding out the maximum number of users. With how many number of users the application can easily accessible. We are finding the breakage point here. The amount of users exactly the we are finding out maximum amount of years the application can handle here. But it's not scalable. Simply, we can remember the performance testing definition by using this QBLS: speed, stability, and scalability. Yeah. So okay. Before going into the details of performance testing, we need to know some factors that govern performance testing here. That is, the first one is the response time, and the second one is throughput, user load, and the benchmarking. So what are all these? What are all these factors here then? So the first one is the response time here. What is response time? Response time is nothing but the time in which the server will respond to it. When we are using a web user, any URL in the web browser, if we do any action in the application, the request is sent to the server then from the browser to the web server. So the requests are sending to the server then. So how much time it takes to come the response from the server to the client then? That is nothing but response time. How much time it takes to send the request from browser to server and the response from server to client. Okay. So next, the throughput. Throughput is nothing but how many number of requests that can be handled in a unit of time. That is nothing but throughput. The load is nothing but the amount of users that are working on the application. Hi Manju, hello. The next thing is user load. User load is nothing but the amount of users that are accessing the application at the same time. But you know what? For any application, if you take for example in Facebook application, at any time the number of users that working on in the Facebook application is nothing but the user load. Okay. So that afterwards the benchmarking. Benchmarking means it's a process of comparing your system performance against a baseline. Means we develop one application, one system here. So before developing the application, we'll set some expectation from the application, like the application server will be the application is for 500 GB hard disk and 2 GB RAM. It can handle, we are expecting like it can handle up to 1000 users to that application. We'll let, we'll set we'll set this assumption before developing application. After developing application, we'll do the performance testing here. So at that time we'll compare that system requirements with the results there. Whether whether the application, the Facebook application is accessing, allowing the 1000 users at the same time or not here. By okay, by using with the thousand number of users, the response time of the application means the time which is taken to the each action in the application. That is an under whether that is under expectations or not. Yeah. That means overall benchmarking here. So these are all the factors which mainly consist in performance testing. Yeah, the response time, throughput, and the user load, and the benchmarking. So that is all about the performance testing is now. Why performance testing? So why we are doing performance testing here? That means the first point is to determine the response time of each functionality. That means to find out the time which is taken for each action in the application. Yes. For example, if you take any action, okay, like once if you take any Facebook application here, firstly, you'll open the browser here. So how much time we are taking to how much time it takes to load the Facebook URL here, page here. First thing, there is one action here. So after that, after opening the URL, Facebook URL, what is the next step? Login. So I'm writing some functionalities of Facebook here. For example, if you take a Facebook application, assume that we are doing a performance testing on Facebook application here. The functionalities are like home page is a job an action here. Next one is login. This is one action. Sending message is an action. So here, with the performance testing, we are finding out the time which is taken to load the home page here. For example, we are doing like 5 seconds for this. This is nothing but the response time here of the login. We'll enter the password, username, and the password, and clicking on the login button. So here, we can calculate the time like how much time it takes to load the login page. So this is nothing but, for example, 5 seconds. In the sending message, open one profile and click on message button, and then send the message. For example, for this, the time, this is nothing but a response time in each functionality in the application. 5 seconds. 5 seconds the response time of home page action. 10 seconds here response time of login. 10 seconds is response time of sending message. So, to find out the response time of each functionality, we are doing a performance testing here. The first thing. The second thing is to find out the application behavior at various floors. Okay. Okay, the second thing is to find out application behavior at various loads. So, okay, if you open any Facebook application, if you take any Facebook application, in the morning, the users that access the Facebook application is in the morning, 10 users will access the Facebook application here. In the afternoon, coming to the afternoon, if they can, if the users are accessing every application. In the night, in the evening, for example, if take me or 100 users are accessing the Facebook application for us. In the night, even if 200 users are using it. So here comes the picture like here the thing is like in the morning the Facebook application will work as expected very fast. In the coming to the afternoon, it will come 50 users are working on the application in the afternoon. So bit slowly the application will work a bit slowly here. Then in the evening, the 100 users are working on the application here, so it will come some bit slow here. In the night, we are 200 users on the application, then it will get slow here because the number of users are more from morning to afternoon, afternoon to evening. So here we are finding out the application behavior at various loads. The load is nothing but the number of users on the application here. Okay, so we are checking like here how the application is behaving when the 10 users are there on the application. How the application is behaving when 50 users are there in the application. So that's what we are checking in the performance testing here. With checking the application behavior, how the application is behaving, whether it is behaving very slowly or fastly with a specific number of users. That's what the second finding is here, to find out the application behavior of various loads. The next one, to analyze the maximum capacity of the system. This means, okay, here we are checking with a different number of users, how we are, for different number of users, how the application is behaving. So, we'll find out when the application will break, what is the capacity of the application. When the application, when exactly the application will break, how many number of users the Facebook application will handle there. To find out that one also we are doing the performance testing here. How we are doing how we find out that maximum capacity of the application, maximum capacity of the application here is, we test by gradually increasing the users in the application. Yes. That's what the second point here. Third one is that to analyze the maximum. We completed the third point. The next one, identify the performance bottlenecks in the application. So, what is the bottlenecks here then? The bottlenecks are the metrics to be the bottlenecks are the metrics to be verified to check the performance, which degrades the overall performance of the system. Bottlenecks are the metrics which are to be verified, to check the performance of the application. These metrics will which degrades the overall performance of the system here. That means, for example, if you take any, when you see any in your system, whenever your system is very slow, can you check once your CPU utilization and all in the task manager? Go to task manager. Yes, exactly. Here, see, the system CPU utilization or CPU usage is very more. At the time, the system will respond very slowly. When the CPU usage or CPU utilization is very less, automatically the system performance is very good at that time. You know, here the what is the performance bottleneck here is the CPU utilization, which is 90%, 86%. That is bottleneck. We'll set the bottleneck here, like if the we'll set the bottleneck like 60%. That is the bottleneck point here. 60% is the bottleneck point. If you observe, when we are doing the performance testing or load testing, when doing the performance testing with the 1,000 users on the application, at that time the CPU utilization is 20% only. We are doing the 100 users, the CPU utilization is 20% only. But when we are doing the performance testing with 1,000 users on the application, the CPU usage becomes 70%. So here we are crossing our bottom. It means we are setting a performance bottom to only 60% only. So here is the CPU usage is the one type of metric to verify the application performance. That's it. That's what I am trying to explain you on performance bottleneck. So next one, this is the identifying performance bottlenecks in application. The next one is to check the system configuration. So how we have set the system configuration to our application, whether it is correct or not for the one application. That means if you take a Facebook application, the customer is like expecting my every application will access up to 5,000 users by using 1 TB hard disk. But when I'm doing the performance testing, on the Facebook application with the 5,000 users, by putting 1 TB hard disk and 2 TB RAM, the system is still slow by using this hardware. The system is still slow. Then what I need to do there, because we need to extend the memory size. We need to upgrade the system configuration here. That's what. Here, to check the system configuration means we'll put at what system configuration the system can accept the maximum number of users. We are checking that and limit the we'll limit the hardware configuration. The next one is to determine the delays in web application, database, and network server. If you take any application here, for each application we have 4 servers in the back. The first one is the web server, and the second one is application server. Database server. So here, okay, for example, for our Facebook application, we have 4 servers in the backend. We are using the application. We are getting a slow response from that. So how we will know the issues the issues with server. Which server is responding very slow? How to find which server is responding very slow here? Why we are getting very slow response from the Facebook application here? For that, we are doing the performance testing here. By doing the performance testing, we'll observe that which server is responding very slow here in these poor server for the application. Yes. Uh, for all these reasons, we are doing the performance testing here. Then, okay. Up now we learned about what is performance testing. Why performance testing? Why to do performance testing? After this, when to do performance testing then? Okay. When to perform these performance testing on the application? At what time? That means the first thing is when new application is developed. When new application is developed means, for example, we develop one application here. So after that, we'll do the performance test to verify whether it accepts whether it is a error free, whether it is a bug free, or else, whether the application performance is very good or not. Yes. For that, we are doing at that time we'll do the performance testing after developing application, after developing a new application. Next one, when a change in the system configuration. Which actually, when the application having the configuration like 1 TB hard disk and, for example, 1 TB hard disk and 4 GB RAM. Suddenly, for the cost issues, we rectify the hard disk size up to 512 GB and the 2 GB RAM. So we know then with this configuration also system will perform very fast and we know that the performance of the application is as expected before. That's part. To check that one also, we'll do the performance testing here at the time of changing the system configuration. Okay. So next one is when application is upgraded or migrated. Whenever the application changes from one version to other version. If you are using the version like 1.0, 1.0, sometime after some many days, we are migrating, we are upgrading the application to version 2. At that time also, we'll do the performance testing. To check the application is performing as before, as expected before. That's all. And also the next thing is to identify the application behavior and performance issues. That means normally we develop a new application here. We will check compulsory for how the application is behaving with a specific number of loads. What we are all getting, what performance issues we are getting with the new application. To find out all the factors, we are doing performance testing here. So after this, when performance bugs or issues are fixed, firstly we do performance testing here. Performance testing here. In the first test, we got five performance issues, like for 5 actions. For example, we take for login, it is taking 15 seconds, but our baseline is only 5 seconds. The client is expected only 5 seconds to log in, 5 seconds to load the login page. But we are getting 15 seconds of time here. That means this is a performance issue. And also we got the second thing, when you are loading a home page also, we are taking exact 1 minute time. So what is the baseline response time of this home page here? It's the 5 seconds. So but we are getting response time 1 minute. This is also a performance issue here. So we will do the performance testing. we analyze the results after the performance testing. We got the performance issue, two performance issues here, like logging. One is the logging in the home page. For these two actions, we are getting a more response time here. So we'll give this report to the developers, to the business. We will have performance tuning teams in the companies as well. They will do the function application tuning here after the performance testing. If you get any performance issues, performance tuning, we will tune the application. After tuning or after fixing after fixing these issues, again we need to do the performance testing whether these issues are fixed or not. Again we'll do the after fixing these issues, we'll do the performance testing again. Just to do it. This is nothing but detail. Here we are checking whether these two issues are fixed or not. So we'll do again the retesting. Now this time performance of the login action is 5 seconds. The response time of the home page is also 5 seconds. So the issues are fixed here. For this also we are doing the performance testing this time also. After that, when the new functionality is created in the application, that means if any new functionality is created, then like migrate in application. So we are checking here like when a new functionality is added in the application, we are checking whether the previous functionalities are working fine or not with this new functionality migration. In this we'll check all the new functionality performance and as well as previous old functionalities as well. Whether the new functionality is affecting the old functionalities or not. Because this is nothing but regression testing. Here we also got regression testing. So after that, before application goes into production, that means performance testing is the last step of the application to goes into the production. Once we confirm, once the performance tester confirms whether the application is fine to release into the production, then they will release the application functionality to the productions. Production is nothing but live. The application which is in live. The Facebook application is in live. That is in production. Gmail, Google, these are all running applications which are in live. These are all called production applications in production. Before any functionality or application before going to the production, we'll do the performance testing. Whether it is allowing the maximum of users as expected, whether each functionality response time is under as expected. We'll check all these parameters and we'll give a confirmation to the customer. Yeah. This is what we do performance testing here. Release performance problems. Especially what are the performance problems we face while using the applications in the browser. Like the first one is long load time. Means when we are using an application, it's taking more time to load the pages. It is nothing but long load time. There is one of the performance problem here. After that, hello. Yeah, long load time means loading the pages very slow. Loading pages very slowly. That is nothing but long load time. This is one of the performance problem here. The next one is the poor response time. Poor response time is nothing but also the time which is taken to the each functionality or each action. For example, when you are logging to the any Gmail account, it is taking more than 1 minute. That is nothing but poor response time. Poor scalability means only 2 users on the application, but still our application is responding very slow. That is nothing but poor scalability. It is not even accepting 2 users also. The application is not even accepting 2 users also. That is one of the performance problems. And other one is the bottlenecking. Bottlenecking means the metrics which are to be verified. Which are to be verified in the performance testing. These are all the performance problems here. This is all about the introduction about the performance testing. Hello. Normally, we'll do the performance testing by using the Loadrunner 11.0 version. Loadrunner 11.0 version here. I'll show the Loadrunner now as the components. Normally, the Loadrunner contains 3 parts here, mainly the 3 components here. The first one is user, nothing but virtual user generator. Virtual user generator. The second one is the controller. Third one is analysis. Okay. Yeah. Here, the Loadrunner contains mainly 3 parts here. The first one is VUGen, virtual user generator. Okay. Yeah. The Loadrunner contains mainly 3 parts here, 3 components here. The first one is the VUGen, virtual user generator. This component is used to generate the script. The performance testing normally we'll do the performance testing by firstly record the application which you are recording the application which you are finding the response from the action. We record that action, and generate the script for it. So for that we will use the virtual user generator component. After that the controller. The second part is the controller here. We'll do the load test by using the controller part. Once the load test is completed, we'll analyze the results by using the analysis component. That's all. So there is 3 components here is the chart, programs, skill load, applications. These are all 3 components here. Virtual user, controller, analysis. By using virtual user generator, we'll do the scripting. Then by using controller, we'll do the load test. By assigning number of users to the each field. Analysis. Analysis part is to generate the results here. The first one is virtual user generator. This is main window of virtual user generator component. So first, by using virtual user generator component, we'll record the application. require the application functionality. For example, if we take any functionality like logging the Facebook, opening the home page, logging the Facebook, and then log out. If that is a functionality, by using virtual user generator, we'll require all these functionalities. We'll require these functionalities and the system will generate automatically. So for example, we take in a record here. First, how to generate the script means to record the application area is like file new. When you press new here, you get the protocol. So what is the protocol here? Protocol. Protocol is nothing but the communication layer, the interface, which is between the component and the pro and the process and the application. Which is the protocol is the interface between the component and the application. Which means how the user component will understand how they regard the component actions of application. If it is a web application, how the vision knows that this is a web application and how the actions are, how the events are generated here. By using product. By using protocol. That means we have a lot of protocols to record. For example, if you take any web application, if you record any web application, you will use a web-based HTML protocol. To record any SAP applications, you will take SAP web applications. And also, if you take any Oracle application, if you want to record any Oracle application, then we will take the Oracle MCA protocol. So we have different protocols to record and generate the scripts for different applications. So after that, if the application are only if our application is only web, then we'll select only using protocols. So for some of the applications are having two technologies. Like once you log into the web application, so in the middle of the web application we will get new Oracle pages also. For that we take new multiple protocols. This time we'll add the two protocols. Like so that we regard both applications the same. We regard them the general script for both applications. Means both functions, both technologies in the same application. So now currently we are recording both applications. So clear. So once you click on create button, we get a pop-up window like to select the application parameters. Like regarding application type, the first one is the application. The application normally will take internet applications only because we are accessing the applications through internet only. Right? So that we are taking internet application type. If you regard any Windows applications, means the applications which are in systems, but the Windows applications. If you regard that one, we take the Windows application. Normally we take the internet applications only to regard the web applications. The next one is the program to require. This means in which browser we are recording. In which browser we are recording the application. That means here, for example, if we record the application by using Internet Explorer, we should be able to URL. URL means application URL, what we are going to test in here, which application we are going to. For example, if I am testing the Google application, we are regarding the Google application, then we mention that URL plus update, the URL plus current. So working directory is nothing but the installation path which is there by default. We don't need to change anything here. After these, we have regard into actions here. User init, action, and user end. We have three types of actions here. So what are all these? What are these actions here? Nothing but user init is nothing but the login page. Normally, we will record the login page in the user init part. And also, we'll record all the action parts in the application in action part. In action part. And also in logger part, we'll record the logger part of the application in user init. Yes. We have simply user init, action, and end. Login, action, and login. So after just simply click OK. Here some of the points you need to know before recording here is start transaction, end transaction. So what is this transaction? What is the transaction? Transaction is nothing but the sequence of steps. Nothing but if you take login, though, if you want to check the response time of the login action. So we'll here checking the response time of the application functionality here is we'll put a point from one step to one step. We'll calculate the time the time which is taken to run the code which is in that point. Simply. So here before starting the login, we'll put the one transaction here, transaction point here. That is nothing but start transaction. We'll assign one name to that. Like login. After that, we'll record the login point here, and we'll put the stop any transaction point with the name, with that name. Yeah. Hello.